What would you do with $1 billion? I can think of a whole lot of things to do. A lot of people are dreaming big this morning about hitting the Mega Millions lottery jackpot tonight, and that includes our own Ross DiMattei joining us live from Drexel Hill with more on tonight's giant jackpot. I got to ask you, Ross, what would be the first thing you'd do if you win?
That is the billion-dollar question, if you will, Janelle. I'm going big. I'm going to buy myself a whole private island, and you probably won't hear from me anymore after today, so you know exactly where I stand. You can count on an invite for sure, Janelle. Listen, tonight's drawing isn't until 11 p.m., so you won't hear me dashing anyone's dreams throughout the course of today. You'll have until 10:45 to get yourself a ticket, and if you do, you probably won't be alone. It seems like everybody is trying to get their hands on a piece of this record-setting jackpot. Let's talk about it. No one matched any of the all of the 6 numbers from the last Mega Millions drawing, so the jackpot has now climbed to $1.1 billion. Hard to fathom. That is actually the 3rd largest Mega Millions prize in U.S. history. And with more than $1 billion on the brain, we asked some folks who are hoping to get lucky, what would be the first thing they would buy if they became a billionaire overnight?
Kind of take care of the family a little, and then after that, you just enjoy yourself and you enjoy life.
A house, a summer home, my husband, a ranch.
I would buy my daughter a house first. Then I would make sure all the family members straight and take a nice vacation.
How about that? Seems like everyone's in a giving mood as it relates to the lottery. You learn a lot about someone depending on how they would spend that $1 billion if they win the lottery. Listen, if you want as much as that $1.1 billion jackpot as possible, you probably want to take the annuity spread out over 29 years, but the truth is that most people opt for the lump sum, and if you do in this case, you would get $569 million. Of course, that's before taxes, but still, when you're hundreds of millions of dollars richer overnight, that's not too shabby. We're live in Drexel Hill. Ross DiMattei, CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
Not bad at all. I agree. It's really telling what people say in response to what they do with $1 billion. Ross, can't wait for the invite to the island. Thank you.
I would assume a new identity. What about you, Larissa?
I would disappear. No one would hear from me again.
The two of us are on the same page.
I'd be flying out to someone's island, and yeah, I'd disappear.